Carlson had the best face in the world. He would just look at the camera, just like he'd have that like resting bitch face, but his mouth was kind of open, and he looked a little like
full guppy. Yeah, just
he looked like one of those fish people from SpongeBob. Well,
2 minutes of footage gone.
welcome to Saint Aubin Central, everybody. What a week it has been. Everyone's been talking about it, and I have to talk about it because he's my homeboy. You know, he is my favorite news personality in the world.
Wow.
And I just want people to know where I stand. Don Lemon. Don Lemon is... Dude, what a week for politics. What a week for news. If you haven't heard, Don Lemon and Tucky Carlson got fired. The crazy thing is they just got like 15 minutes before the show or whatever. Like, I think Don Lemon got a text. Like,
I don't know the scoop about either of these stories. So I would
it's
love
wild. It's wild.
a summary for like a 5-year-old.
So, the big thing was Tucker Carlson and Fox News. Fox News just settled. It was almost $800 million in settlement because of they got a little lippy with the election fraud. So I think Dominion voter sued them, and then they settled outside of that. So I don't think anybody really knows why. But they assumed that settlement was kind of linked to Tucker. But also, it's like that's almost $1 billion.
Yeah.
To any company. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. And then after that, I think it was like the next day, Tucker Carlson got fired, which is crazy to me. Like, Tucker Carlson was the face of Fox News.
Yeah.
You know? But Tucker Carlson had the best face in the world. He would just look at the camera, just like he'd have that like resting bitch face, but his mouth was kind of open, and he looked a little like
full guppy. Yeah, just
he looked like one of those fish people from SpongeBob. We're just like, you know? But yeah, it's crazy. And then Don Lemon from CNN also got axed, which isn't that racist and homophobic? Because he's gay and black.
Oh.
Double negative.
Oh.
Or guess. I don't know. But this is the thing to me. It's like all of that stuff happened. What is Fox News going to do?
Who's the next pick, in your opinion?
I don't know.
Who are they drafting up the big leagues?
It's probably, I don't know. I think who's the Waters World? Jesse Waters, I think.
Waterworld is their next?
Waterworld. Kevin Costner is coming up with his fish feet, and he's just gonna do the news, you know, with a spin on it. No, I don't know. That's the thing. It's like, because Fox went through it when they had Bill O'Reilly, when he was diddling some people.
Who?
And but he was the face of Fox News for so long.
Oh yeah.
But now it's really been just Tucker Carlson. So I don't know what they're going to do. I think mainstream news, it's done. There's a specific population that watches it, and it's like 55 and older, 55 to death. Like, those are the people who are watching Fox News and even CNN. So it's like, unless they figure out a way to attract the younger demographic, everyone's watching. Like, what do you watch? You probably.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I don't bother at all with cable news at all. I don't have those packages.
Yeah, but you probably do like NPR or.
If I'm in the car in the morning, it's NPR. Otherwise, it's like local news, like Channel 13 or like Fox 59. That's probably my news intake. Or it's just scrolling, doom scrolling the internet.
Yeah. Which is great,
Fantastic.
But, so it's like it's. I mean, the internet, dude. It's disrupting everything, and people just aren't watching. I think like Fox Nation is their streaming app, and then CNN Plus had a thing.
I mean, how many millennials have either of those streaming services?
I don't know any millennial who watches Fox News.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not even like because I'm in like a liberal city.
I don't even know that many watch that CNN.
I don't know. I don't know any liberals who watch CNN. Everybody watches like NPR or like The Daily or like Ezra Klein. Those are like their people. But it's all these like smaller independent services or like my news outlet. I watch Breaking Points. That's the only news that I guess not necessarily. But the main news outlet is Breaking Points. And to me, they talk about things that are actually like going on, not just like stupid culture war issues that people get a bug up their butt, about, the gays and the genders and the sexuals, everyone just like loses their mind. But it's crazy to me. But yeah, I don't think news is legacy media is going to survive because they have to convince the advertisers that, hey, like you putting us on your programming, like we'll come through and, serve a younger demographic.
Yeah.
Like what are all the, what advertisements are on Fox News or CNN? My Pillow and Depends.
I was gonna say some form of like a health commercial. Like
it's just like it's like
diabetes.
It's Viagra, Cialis, some sort of like EpiPen, or like the Lifeline. I've fallen and I can't get up. Like that's all the advertisement.
Those are starting to speak to me a little bit though. Now.
A little bit. Oh, dude, have you seen those the like falling suits? They're like, it's kind of like a backpack thing that goes around and it detects a fall and it will inflate around you. So it's for like old people, No. I'm going to get one. You just fall and just poof, and then you just like land on a pillow.
I have not seen that.
But yeah, dude, it's just like, it's another thing. It's another product of just the internet. It's just disrupting everything. And I don't see how a CNN or a Fox News or an MSNBC is going to survive the internet. Like the only thing I could see them doing is like starting becoming YouTube channels.
I don't think people have the attention span anymore to like just have a show that's an hour long and you got to wait till the end for the good stories. It's like, no, people want to just, even if I'm watching like nightly news or something and there's a big story, I'll just go on my phone anyway and look it up first versus waiting.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't have to wait.
Yeah, when it's nightly news, like breaking story, this coming up after this, you're like, what is
I'll
this?
just check
you
Twitter.
Just like look it up real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, Twitter's become my news. Like if I see something in the news, I'll just go to Twitter.
I think it's YouTube for me. That's probably, I think I check that most mornings, and if I see it in my feed of like, because usually they put like whatever's breaking at the top of like most people's algorithm. So unfortunately, that's how I know about most like school shootings and stuff.
Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah, because I don't go to school anymore. Well, I'm not allowed at most schools, but I would happily host Fox News.
You'd be great.
Or CNN. Like,
why don't you put it in your resume?
I could do both. I can play to the liberals because I'm not an Anglo, I could play to the conservatives because I'm pre-diabetic, I think that would be good. I don't even know. I mean, it's even like late night or all these shows. Like, how on earth could you? I don't make any money from Saint Aubin. Zero money whatsoever. If CNN or late night was just like, hey, Trevor, we like what you're doing. We'll give you a few $1 million a year to do the show. I don't think I would do it. I don't. It's the restrictions. It's someone in my ear saying like, hey, you can't say this. Hey, coming up, we got to do a Cialis commercial, but you can't say penis. Okay, you're on. And you're just like, oh, okay. But it's just like, I don't. There's so much control, and like we've seen with the internet, like this. If this show ever became a thing, there was 2 people in this room. That's it. And then maybe, hopefully, an editor. Please, God, an editor would be amazing. But it's just, I don't know. The internet just broken it open, and news is just, it's for boomers, and the only way people can get people to watch legacy media is to, for Fox News to blame everything on the gays and Obamacare, and for CNN to blame everything on like alt-right Christian like Trumper humpers, just whatever they say. Yes. It's just like,
it's my battle
that's
cry.
the only way people can get people to watch the news is by like scaring them to death.
What do you think SNL will do if Fox tanks? Like, half their opening sketches are like Fox News, breaking stories.
SNL's gonna have to hire some moderates, like they're all super liberal, and it's like, I get it, dude. Like, be liberal, but you're also, if you're only gonna attack one side, you're alienating 50% of the United States. Yeah. So it's like, if you're trying to make money, they tried to hire Shane Gillis, who's like, I don't know if he's necessarily conservative. He's not like a bleeding liberal, but then he got fired because he said some ching chong bing bong words. You can't say it unless you're ching chong bing bong like me. But he.
Oh man,
jeez, dude. One day, it's not gonna look good when one day I find out I'm not Asian. I'll be like, oof.
I said a lot of things.
Well, it's like growing up my whole life, my mom told me that I was Indian. Dot, not feather. And growing up my whole life, I said a lot of Indian jokes. Turns out, a little racist. But still fun,
I'm sorry. Your mom told you were Indian your whole life?
My mom told me I was like Black, Japanese, and Indian.
Oh, okay. So not just, I thought she just said, you're Indian.
Yeah, you're Indian. I'm like,
I don't think so.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, but I can't imagine Fox or I don't know what they're going to do. Especially when it's like, I mean, Don Lemon wasn't really their like Tucker Carlson. And Tucker Carlson is also the number 2 name in media.
I was going to say, he's been having his biggest years.
4 million.
The last 5 years.
A show, which is a lot. But like, it's gone. So like Fox just might be done, dude.
Maybe they're getting ahead of a scandal. Maybe he killed somebody.
Maybe, dude. Maybe he liked just like doing weird butt stuff,
One
with
can
a
hope.
name like Tucker.
Tuck in. Stupid.
A hot Carlson, that could be his nickname. But yeah, we'll see, dude. Another thing I want to talk about. This was a very interesting experience that I had. This blends politics and music a little bit. So this was maybe a month ago. Someone asked me to play for a city councilor running in Indianapolis. And for those of you, like, city council, they have nothing to do with the state. It's all city. The city, like, creates the budget. It's kind of the checks and balance for the mayor. And somebody asked me to do it. And it's somebody that I trust, that I know. So I was like, oh, yeah, dude, totally. Like, totally. And I didn't even think it through. After I hung up and I started thinking about it, the thought occurred to me that this city councilor might be a Republican.
Oh, no.
And I kind of like freaked out a bit, which I think is silly. It's super silly.
You're going to be like the next 3 doors down.
Yeah. Well, it's like I was like, I don't know if I can play a show for a Republican in a city like Indianapolis. Like, I could be wrong, but it was this weird tension that I felt. And I knew it was weird because then later I found out the guy was a Democrat and the worries went away. I was asked to play for somebody that I thought was a Republican and I freaked out. And then I found out the person was a Democrat. Worries gone. So it's like, I'm trying to think like if it was like, were my feelings justified?
Do you think it has, like, since Indianapolis is the blue dot in the middle of a red ocean, just like proximity wise, you know, it's like your fan base.
Well, I think too. It's like, I mean,
that.
I don't even know if my fan base is it, you know, like, but it's like it was the pressure of like musicians in this city are very progressive, liberal, but like to the point where it's just like anything Republican or conservative, they scoff or like think horrible things. Like, unfortunately, a lot of people, and probably even musicians in the city, have reductionist thinking when it comes to Republicans.
Those damn dirty Republicans.
100%. It's like, oh, you vote a Republican? Oh, you must be racist, which is like reductionist thinking.
Yeah.
And it's stupid.
Not even like saying Republican, just any point that is like, you know, like.
Well, yes, anything. Like, well, it's the same thing. It's just like my friends all the time. Like if I don't know, something like, oh, the FHSA, there's this weird thing going on with mortgages, which essentially, if you have a credit score of 620 or under, you get a better mortgage rate than people who have a high credit score. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But my Republican friends will see that and they're just like, oh, yeah, you voted for that. Just remember, you know, you voted for Joe Biden and his administration, you know. So it's just like, they're on both sides of the aisle. There's reductionist thinking, and it's a huge problem. But in Indianapolis, was I overthinking it to where if I ended up playing for a Republican,
I don't think so.
What would happen?
I would have felt the same level of anxiety towards it.
Yeah. No, and
I can't quite explain it other than like, you know, you're kind of picking the opposite side of the team for downtown.
Yeah.
So,
but it's like, and like I think most people don't know my politics because I say wild shit about both things, which I prefer. But like in a lot of ways, I'm apolitical. I'm just like,
congratulations.
Yeah, it's like I'm apolitical and asexual. Like it runs in the family. But yeah. No, but it's like I'm just like when I look at people on both sides, like they're just talking past each other.
Yeah.
And most people agree of the problems, they don't agree with the solutions. And then we like lose our minds when somebody doesn't agree with our solution, which is silly. But so part of me thinks that like if I did like worst case scenario, if I played for a Republican, it was like people would like picket, they would try to get me canceled, they'd come to my house, they'd threaten my family, you know.
What if you show up and he's in like, you know, tall boots, like there's red draped flags everywhere. You know, people are goose stepping in.
Got a really short mustache. I'm like, you know.
Maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah. But then it's like, I don't know. It's tough to know what would actually happen.
Yeah.
My gut says that I was being a little ridiculous. And I think some people would have been upset, but they probably would have kept it to themselves. I can't imagine a world where if I ended up playing for a Republican candidate.
You were going to get paid for it, right?
Yeah, I was going to get paid for it.
That's your ace in the hole. Just tell people like.
Well, yeah, but it's just like, I don't know. Like,
I'll do anything for money.
It's so interesting to me. And I can't tell if it's like, if I'm accurate in my feelings, but if it was one political party, I have a problem.
What if it was the Libertarian Party?
I feel I think I would feel the same because people are stupid and they're like, oh, libertarians are just Republicans with commitment issues,
Yeah. Fair.
But like, yeah, what do you like? Do you think I was inaccurate in what I was feeling?
No, I mean, I think that's a normal response for where you're at.
But I think it's interesting. It's just like, if I played for a Democrat, no issues.
Oh yeah,
whatsoever.
Yeah, I think at its core, it's tribalism. Mm-hmm. It's like sports. It's like in sport towns where you wear the other jersey. There's some people who are so like primitive and just like, that's our team. We're Cubs, not White Sox.
Yeah,
and it's like they go crazy just for like the label. And I think it's the same thing with politics. Is like, no, we're Republican. So if you do that, you're bad now. It's just very like binary. Yes, no, are you on our team or not? So I don't think there's a way of getting around it of like, you do any favor for a Republican, people are gonna go, oh, well, you're sympathetic to that. So I think you're justified, but also it's a shame you just can't get a paid gig and not worry about it.
Yeah, I know, dude. So. I know. Yeah, and I don't even like. I think my conclusion now is like I honestly don't even know if I would play for any political candidate.
Honestly, yeah.
Except Trump. I would play with Trump in a heartbeat, dude. But no, I don't think I would, because I think there's more. I don't want to say power, because I have no power, but there's more opportunity if you remain ambiguous.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it's just like, I don't like, there's stuff Republicans do all the time. I'm like, that's so stupid. And there's stuff that Democrats do all the time. And I'm like, that's so stupid.
That's even more stupid.
So it's like, I would rather just like, I don't know, stay on the sidelines and just be like, yo, this is stupid. This is so stupid. And like, it's more, I don't know. I think it's just better just like to stay in the middle, because sometimes Republicans have good ideas and sometimes Democrats have good ideas. What a world. What a world, But you know who doesn't have good ideas? Satanists, dude. Satanists and communists.
Yeah.
You commie bastards.
I was just thinking about when I saw Carrie Underwood play at Kroger Wellness Fest. It reminded me of all this because like she had to take that gig, and it was like, all I can think about is she has a brand now of like being a health influence. Like she does like these health things. So that worked for her because it's like the wellness fest, but I wonder if like, you don't see a ton of musicians doing like all these, sponsorship deals like you see with athletes. Mm-hmm. I feel like athletes, there's all this gear and stuff they got to buy, but I don't know. Like, is it mainly because do you think musicians are trying to stay apolitical and they're trying to stay out of those like,
I don't know. It's
tough.
It's tough to say because it almost seems that there's a lot of musicians who feel like they have to be political because politics has just infiltrated every part of people's lives. Like you used to just like not be able to talk about it, and now it's like hard not to talk about certain things or like whatever's going on in the world. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, and maybe I'm just paying attention to the people, or the people that show up in my algorithm are the ones who say stuff about it. You know? Maybe a lot of people just aren't. They're just like, yeah, I don't really care about it. But I think there is a social pressure in a blue city, to be on the right side.
I think that's right on the nail. Yeah, it's like,
and I think that's my problem is like I don't just subscribe to an ideology because I feel that I'm supposed to. I like to think I'm a free thinker. Like even though like my liberal friends think I'm a conservative and my conservative friends think I'm a communist, but it I don't know. It's tough to say too, because it's like Indy's changed. I mean, the city has changed so much. Like everyone's kind of in their own algorithms. and it feels like everyone's kind of in their own fragmented part of the city, you know? It doesn't feel, I mean, this is years ago. Like the city, Indianapolis felt like super cohesive and there was an energy to it. And now it feels like there is some energy, but it's in pockets. It's not this like one collective moving forward. It's just like people kind of doing their own thing. But I think a lot of that has to do with the internet. Like everyone's like it's culture. Nobody's watching the same shows anymore. People used to watch Lost together. Like Game of Thrones was the last show that people would get together and watch. But now it's just like you're not watching anything together.
I do think about that impact a lot. Like how technology's got so personalized and so customizable that the shared experiences are getting thinner and thinner.
Yeah.
You know, like you said. So, you know, cable shows going away. And there's something kind of really nice and I mean comforting about people could come home and like everybody was like, okay, this is a primetime show and we're all gonna watch it at 8:30 or whatever, and you have to get home to watch it. So it's like not only is everybody watching the same thing, but the schedule is almost like slight, like people can kind of build their schedules closer together. So
well, even like some of my favorite stuff was going to midnight showings of movies. That was so fun. Like, and I think the last I remember was Endgame.
Wow.
Like Avengers Endgame was the last, and even before that, it was pretty slim. But I watched it, I think, on the weekend it came out. It wasn't necessarily a midnight show, but there was this energy, this collaborative, collective energy that was unbelievable. Like people are cheering in the theater, and I'm like, oh yeah, we used to do that. But now people just like sit in their closet and then watch, you know, their guilty pleasure, Gilmore Girls or something like that, you know?
Hey, I told you that in confidence.
Oh,
okay?
sorry, dude. I'm sorry. But, yeah, indie's just tough to get a pulse on. You know, I've been going to shows locally, and I do feel a little bit more involved, but, yeah, it just seems like, to me, it just seems like pockets of energy that haven't quite all gathered together, you know. And I still feel like there's a little like dog eat dog in indie, just like
really?
It's just that competitive, the scarcity mindset of there's only, or it's a feeling it's like, oh, they got this show. I am not. That means nothing for me. Like I even heard through the grapevine, like when I sold my show out, like some people were like,
dump the bag.
Were like, when I heard through the grapevine, like when some people, like I heard through the grapevine, heard it through the grapevine. When I sold out my show, some people were jealous, is probably the term, and they vocalized it. You know, and it's
Does
like,
that make you feel good?
No,
No,
it doesn't. Like, because it's just like, you know, even in my a moment that I was really proud of, people were still like, "Fuck you," you know. So, but yeah, there is, and like I understand, because like I feel jealous too of people when they get success and I don't.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't vocalize anymore because it's like, it's me. I'm the problem. I'm being insecure little bitch, you know? That's why I'm jealous of other people's success.
I always just attribute, like, if I feel like I'm not understanding what's going on, that I'm just old now. Like,
I mean, that's also too. I mean,
because I'm like, oh man, these like places aren't the way they used to. I'm like, oh, it's because everyone at this club or at this show is 24.
Yep.
Like,
no, it's weird. And like everyone, yeah, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what people are wearing. I don't understand the youth. The street youths are, you know, it's
terrifying.
It's just like, yeah. And it's only going to get more and more terrifying as time goes on. Cause I'm going to get older and older and I'm like, I'm just going to use Instagram, you know, when another, you know, and then like Tic Tac Toe comes out, and it's VR TikTok,
Oh yeah.
But I don't know.
You'll just get more and more scared and
Yeah.
more loud as you get older.
Yeah.
So.
I hate subs, dude. Subs are so annoying. Well, that's a good way to wrap it up, dude. Anyway, Tucker Carlson, good luck. Don Lemonhead, good luck. I wish you the best. Fox News, give me a call. I'd love to help you out.
Are you gonna say bye?
Bye.